Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton. I want to thank you all for maybe taking a little time out of the middle of your Fridays to join us here on Lions Talk Live. We've got some breaking news. You're probably seeing it hit the wires as we speak, but the NFL salary cap is going to be a little bit larger than anticipated. You could see it from the thumbnail we threw up there just moments ago to start off the video. The NFL salary cap, which has taken a historic leap for the 2024 season. The league announced Friday, just about a half hour ago, that the salary cap will be $255.4 million per club throughout the 2024-25 season. This figure marks just a totally unexpected 30 million plus rise over last season's cap, which was 224.8 million. A bit of more of a boost than probably even the most optimistic general manager was anticipating. What does this mean? Directly to the Lions, it doesn't have a direct impact other than this. Brad Holmes is going to have a little bit more money to play with than probably originally anticipated, but that's also true with every other NFL team. My real question to you guys is, what does Holmes choose to do with this funds? Does he look to just lock up a couple of players now? Does he look to retain some of our own? Or as we've been speculating for weeks, even on this morning's Lions Talk Live, we were speculating, could Brad Holmes this be the moment in time where he says, skip them picks, we're going to go for the guys? Could we be making a move for someone like a Danielle Hunter, Chris Jones? We talked about Ladarius Sneed this morning. We talked about a lot of different people. In fact, that's probably somebody with some breaking news right now. We'll have to get back to it in a second. And yes, my mic is live, so I'm good to go there. So hopefully everybody can hear me. But what this does mean is we're all anticipating there are going to be players who are going to get paid. We all get that across the league. That's unavoidable. That's just how it goes in the NFL or pro sports in general. What we now know is the Lions are going to have an extra $30 million to play with in cap space money to help retain either their own players or sign players from other teams. What do you guys think of this news? Let's go ahead and head over to the comment section. Robert G. Oh, yeah, 100%. A lot of exclamation points there. Mr. Nico, let's go. Let's get this ship 100%. You know what? And the chip is going to be obviously all eyes, if you're a Detroit Lions fan, around the Super Bowl. You came within a field goal, or I guess you could say 4 points, or a second half meltdown against the 49ers to make your first ever Super Bowl, the first championship game, I guess you could say, in 70 years for the Lions. So what we can say is this. It's a little bit more fuel to the fire, a little bit more ammunition for Brad Holmes to be able to use. It's going to be interesting to see what he uses this for, though. Hatman, afternoon, Dan and Cruz, same to you. Hopefully having a great one. Casey, I have a celery cap. I'm on carnivore diet. There you go. A celery cap, and you're on the carnivore diet. Let me know how that's going. I hope you enjoy it. Big D, awesome. Yeah, 1,000%. Hatman, thanks for all the updates. No worries. I enjoyed doing this. I had a little bit of time, about 2 hours before I got to get ready to do some coaching myself tonight. Brent, wow, makes me wonder how much it will be next year. Boy, I'm going to guess you could see. So to your point there, Brett, you're just south of 260 million a year that you can spend. My guess next year's you're probably right around 275, maybe another 30 million jump to 280 million. But hey, those ticket prices, those Mountain Dews, those beers, those hot dogs, they're helping to pay for a lot of guys' futures. All right, Robert G., how much will it raise the Lions cap now? By that corresponding amount, Robert. So if you had, and don't hold me to this because I don't have the Lions numbers right in front of me, but if you had, I want to say we're at 60 million. So basically you're going to have right south of 90 million to play with, give or take a little bit there. Could there be a few more things to move around and get to push that number up higher? I do believe there's a few more players that be cut, but what I would say is I fully expect now when the Lions hit free agency that they might be a player in one particular, person of interest if they feel like that's the right move for them to go. You think about the $30 million jump you're going to get with this, that's probably going to be able to get you a Ladarius Sneed, a Chris Jones, or some of that like. Or do you keep it all in-house? You now say, hey, we're going to re-sign St. Brown real quick. We're going to re-sign Goff, Penei Sewell. And you know what? That's going to be our off-season as far as our big additions. We're going to keep everybody here. We'll see what shakes out. Mr. Nico, Brad Holmes can lock in rookie plays and sign big free agents. Yes, I do think, Mr. Nico, with this unexpected rise, I mean, we're all, I think, expecting a $10 to $15 million rise, but this obviously far supersedes that. It's my anticipation you could see a real move up here for the Lions now to become a competitive source for an active free agent. I forgot to do this at the start of the show, but if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so, making that push to get to 5,900, and we are 2 subs away when I started this video. So if you haven't yet subscribed and you're one of those 2 guys out there watching who haven't subbed, please consider doing so. And obviously from there, the march is on. We need 102 to get to 6,000, and man, wouldn't that be something? Also, if you like the content of the video, hit the thumbs up button. Gary, what's up? Salary cap for all NFL teams is going to jump 30 million for 2024/5, so a little bit more than anticipated. Big D, what do you got? 30 million? Yeah, that's going to get somebody paid. It's going to get a few people paid. A lot of those free agents that are hitting the markets, they're jumping up and down right now because you know what? They're hitting the free agent market at a real good time. Casey Holmes will continue with his keep drafting shrewd, short and cheap free agent contracts, save salary cap space, trade deadline to seed teams need heading into playoffs. Yeah, and I think you're right. Until we see otherwise, I still think we're got Dollar General Brad Holmes working. He's still going to be looking for the mid-level shelves and the lower end shelves. But who knows if there was ever a time where he felt like we're one player away from really making a run at the championship, this might be an ideal time to go for it. Doug, he knows fans will expect more, 1,000%, especially that 1 or 2 key players on defense. Yeah, and if you guys watch the morning show, you know my thoughts. I'd love to get a pass rusher, but I do think Ladarius Sneed or Jalen Johnson, someone like that would be a huge upgrade in the secondary, and you might have enough just between Houston, Betts, and maybe another rookie coming in, maybe Joshua Pascal, to be able to take care of that other side. But we'll see what Brad Holmes chooses to do. Now Brad Holmes can spend more, probably find someone to help us. Yeah, and it's 100%. He's got more ammo to throw out there. Robert G, I'm guessing 80 million at this point. I think, and I'm doing it in my head, so don't hold me to it. I want to say we were right around 60 million in cap space. But that was, to be fair, was that before or after Tracy Walker got cut? So let's just say we could be somewhere in the range of 85 to 90 million in cap space. But again, I think they're going to re-sign St. Brown. That's probably going to be somewhere in the 23 to 26 million a year. So take that down. You're back to, basically 60 million a year, right around there. You re-sign Goff. Maybe you can get that down to, gosh, man, I'm not even going to worry about it. You guys get the idea. All right, Doug, I'm expecting a bit more of a splurge and also re-signing some of our championship level squad. Yeah, and that's, Doug, I think you're spot on with that last part there. I do think they're going to take care of their own first. Let probably the first couple of guys go off the board in free agency so they don't get caught in a bidding war for their services and then move on. All right, Walt, hit that like button. Yes, if you would, hit the like button, please. And hopefully subscribe. Robert G, good luck tonight, Coach. Have a good time. We're going to see what can happen. And you know what? We got 3 games left in the regular season before the playoffs. All roads at us are just working on stuff to get ready for the playoffs. Yada, yada, badass. Let's see. Hell yeah. But Brad, that doesn't mean 5+ year extended contract. Please, yeah, don't. Yeah, we'll see what he does. Everything's a guessing game at this point, what the team's going to do. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Garrett, what do you got? Those big name free agents are really going to look to get paid now. Big now, yes. And that's why I said earlier, it's just crazy to think what those guys have in their agents. When they saw that news hit about a half hour ago, they've got to be jumping up and down, just praising everybody above them that, hey, they're hitting free agency at a real good time. Robert G, holy stuff. Holy shiza. Almost 100 million. Yeah. And you know what? It's going to keep going, man. Gary, I take it the cap went up. It did. 30 million per team. But keep in mind, that's not just for Lions. It's for every team. Rich, hello, do my master. Get set. Holmes might surprise us soon in the middle of the night. Hey, maybe they'll pull something. If you guys remember Kyle Vandenbosch about a decade ago, where Jim Schwartz and the Lions front office were literally sitting in his driveway for midnight to strike so they could sign him. Maybe we'll get something like that out of Brad Holmes and MCDC. Maybe they're in a small little car, crammed in, just waiting to sign somebody at midnight. Could be an opportunity to get our O-line intact with Jonah Jackson and Glasgow. Now, there's an idea. Still pick up expected mid-level players in free agency like normal and build through the draft the rest of the way. That's really not a bad idea at all. What if you could sign Jonah Jackson for about, 16, 17 mil a year, and then Glasgow for about 10 to 12. You take care of that offensive line for probably the next 2 years. And you know what? Now, you can put all your resources back into the draft, into building the team. You still have some cap flexibility before you want to go after probably some mid-level free agents. You could do that and re-sign St. Brown, etc. Yada, yada. What do you got? I'm only signing big contracts to my guys who've been here since day one. Yeah, I would agree with that. Keep that mantra, keep that mentality. Everybody, hey, you are a Detroit Lion. We're going to take care of you first before we worry about somebody else's players. So I like the way you're thinking there. Doug, players like Jackson and Glasgow and St. Brown will want more. They may. It's 100% true. The asking price could go up. You never know, man. Robert G, before you know it, you'll be at 10,000 subs. Woo! The first woo of the show. And who knows, man, I'll take I'll take a little bit of time, but it's been a heck of a ride for the first year plus. All right, Steve, what do you got? No, we have 64 mil, 55 mil in effective cap. Yeah, there you go. I knew it was somewhere around there, so I wasn't far off. Gary, wow, sweet, exclamation point. Thanks, Coach, for the news, but especially news like this. Yeah, and you know what, man? Every team just got a little bit more room to spend, and it'll be real interesting to see what Brad Holmes does with that extra cash. All right, exit 8, with the cap going up on every player will want more of a cut with new contracts. They will. You're not wrong there. So it's probably the big value I would anticipate is going to be the mid-level guys, the mid-level and lower. You can round out some teams and not have to break the bank, but obviously the prime players, the big name guys, they're going to be the ones who are going to get the bulk or the lion's share. See what I did there? The lion's share of this reward. All right, Big D, Jalen Johnson over Snead any day. Okay, fair enough. One funky, the cap was supposed to be 242. Now it's going to be 255. The Lions have 13 more than we originally thought. Now it's 30 more from where we were. Yes, 100%. Steve, exactly, funky. Yep. Gary, it's going to go fast. Yes, it will. It will get spent. Steve, it's a 30 million increase effectively. Down with that? Yep. Kara, I agree. Both players have their skills, but I think Jalen Johnson would fit the culture for this team. That could be. That could be the route they look to go. David, he said 30 million more than last season's cap. It is 30 more than last season's cap. Correct. And I think I said somewhere that they were expecting to go up 12 to 15 mil. So yeah, that's about right. It basically doubled over the expected raise. All right, Steve, let's see what we got. Yes, but all sites were assuming a cap of 242 mil. Correct. Yep, Steve, again, they already banked in the increase, but the increase is bigger. Correct. All right, Gary, I bet Holmes was kicking dead cap up because of this news. It could be. All right, yada, yada. Let's see. Sorry, but that was talking about golf. Yeah, I figured that's where you're going about golf in the 5-year contract. I still think they're probably, if they were signing him, it's going to be a 3 to 4 year deal. I get his representation will want 4 or 5, but that doesn't mean that's what you get. All right, sorry. Doug, we built this team in the draft. Players who performed well are going to get rewarded now, and the stars can get a bit more star-type money. Lions stars of yesterday never got. Yeah, and that's true. There's a lot of guys who played in the 90s or early 2000s that look at today's salaries and go, man, wish I was born just a little bit later. All right, Robert G., I could have said that, Dan. I know a little German. Hey, there you go, man. Fair enough. Let's see, 1-8. All right. Oh, hold on a second. Let me turn dang it, my other computer off. Sorry about that, guys. Some stock stuff. Of course, I don't have my stuff set up for this, so I'm live on air having to turn this down. Sorry about that. All right. Anyways, one funky. Don't hold your breath on a huge increase next year. This is a little trickle down effect from the streaming contracts, and there aren't any new streaming deals coming. This is true. All right, just a few more here, and then we'll get you guys off the air. Gary, let's resign William Gray. All right, there's our edge. Fair enough. Doug, pretend you are a player's agent. You just got a huge raise. This is also true. And hey, agents' jobs are to take care of the players. I get it. And they're going to be all over this. Let's see, Southwest Line. That's good, but Lions still need to be smart about how they spend their cash. I would try to lock up Goff and St. Brown in the offseason, pay them well, but below max to keep more good players around. Yep, I'm down with that. Robert G, enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. 100%. So, all right, there's the news of the day. If there is some other breaking news later today before I got to head out coaching, I'll try to get to you as quick as possible. Otherwise, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We are 102 subs away from 6,000, 2 subs away from 5,900. If you can do your part to help out, I would surely be thankful. Otherwise, hit that like button, go out and have some fun with your Friday, and we'll see you all in the next Lions Talk Live. See you, everybody.